Well, good morning everybody, and thanks for tuning in. Just taking a leisurely Friday morning drive to work, and it's a beautiful spring day, and hopefully have a nice little jaunt into work. Keeping it all nice and safe. It's an absolutely stunning day. I think it's set like this for the weekend as well, so really looking forward to making the most of that. Still quite a chill in the air. It's I think it's about 9 degrees at the minute, but outside of the sunshine in the shade, it's quite a whistle through the clothing. Today I'm just wearing my standard Kevlar denim jeans with the inserts, CE armour knee pads, and I've got a textile jacket on still. I'm still looking for my ideal leather jacket, but for now I'm just using a good all-round textile jacket that I bought from a motorcycle accessory shop in Colville, I think it is, called JTS. I went down there last year and they sorted me out with this jacket, and it's got removable lining and all that kind of business, and it's allegedly waterproof, but you know, it won't sustain, I think like most jackets you read about, won't sustain prolonged thrashings of water without an extra layer over the top. But what it is really good at on warmer days is venting. It's got all the right vents in all the right places, all the right zips and what have you. But in the winter and colder days, it lets the cold air through, and requires a lot of extra layers underneath just to keep you warm. So here we go. Hopefully my dead cat is better positioned now in my helmet and I'm more audible. Most of these videos that I'm taking at the moment are just me testing what works, what doesn't work. So when I get it loaded up onto YouTube sometime over the weekend, you can be the judge with me if you're actually tuning in and watching any of this. So at the moment I've got full head-on wind. It doesn't appear to be very windy in the trees, but it's quite a lot of buffeting straight ahead. It's probably picking that up on the mic as well. The dead cat is designed to sort of help with that, but I'm only doing sort of 50 miles an hour, trying to keep the wind and bike noise down to make it appropriate for talking. It could be something to do with my selection of helmet as well, which I'll look at later on. But for now, I'm getting by, and the helmet I've got seemingly covering most of my adventure needs. I have to say, I almost break my neck every time I turn and try and look right there. But there we go. Picking up a bit of speed quicker now because I've got a bit of traffic. I don't want to become a pain in the arse. So my helmet is a HJC I-70. I bought it as an all-round helmet last year, and it's been great. It really has. You know, it comes with a pin lock, etc., and a built-in visor, and I use all of it. The pin lock, you know, essentially double glazing. I'm not going to explain that. There's plenty of videos out there on pin locking, but I didn't put it in initially last year when I was out on the bike, and hit some really bad weather coming into sort of October, and so out it came, and it made a massive difference, really big difference. And you know, keeps the internals from steaming up, fogging up, you know, in all those horrible conditions. But the HJC helmet, I actually thought I'd bought the wrong size to begin with. It's been a while since I'd had a helmet. I had lots of helmets when I was younger, but I bought this one, and I bought it during lockdown, but the shop was open, and they were giving you balaclavas, etc. to put your helmet on, try your helmets on. So I tried this one on, and using the balaclava in the shop, it was like it just went on quite well. It was snug, which is what you want when you're buying a helmet. You don't want any movement, and you want one that's good shape for the shape of your head. And this one just sort of felt good immediately, but was in the shop, it went on quite well. When I got on home and I was trying it on, I thought, man, I bought the wrong size. I thought I bought one that was too small. Back into the forums, what have I done? People were just advising me to say, look, just stick it on for periods of time, get used to it. You need to, if it isn't painful and it isn't giving you headaches, but it just feels tight, then give it a chance, and it should mould to the shape of your head. So I did that, and within a matter of weeks, actually, it was okay. I was using it to go out, and did still feel quite snug, but using it now feels great, and I get it tightened up, chin strap, etc., and off we go, and it's good, and it's been accommodating for, it's got good space on left and right side for mounting 3M mounts for my Insta 360, which is good. I've spent a bit of time getting that right. So my helmet's an I-70 HJC. It cost me about 150 quid, and typically, about 2 or 3 weeks after I bought it, I saw it online for like 129 elsewhere, as the price was creeping down. So you can do with any helmet, anything you buy really. You can, you get in a shop, you think that's the one I want. You can have a look online. They're all about the same price. You buy it, and then a month later, you think, man, they got a sale on now, or someone's got it cheaper somewhere else. And there's a big piece about helmets and and quality, which I'm not going to go into here. But you can buy helmets for 40-50 quid, and some of them are gone through the testing and got the approval, but you see some more of the more expensive ones that should be costing you sort of 500 or 600 quid online for 200 to 300 quid, and you think, are they fake? Are is my head gonna collapse when I hit the ground with one of those on? So my recommendation is, if you can, go to a reputable bike place and get the right helmet, because it makes a big difference to your life, and also it makes a big difference to the industry. Buying fake stuff all the time, the manufacturers aren't getting the levels of revenue that they need to sustain the good work that they do. So I think that's an important factor here. Just going to pop out here. Nice. Anyway, that's enough about my helmet. I'd love to say that I'll do a helmet video later, but firstly, I'm not sure that sounds all that well when I say it out loud, and secondly, there's stacks of helmet videos out there, and with the people that have spent a lot more time with it and a lot more knowledgeable than I am. I'm an end user. There's plenty of guys out there that are doing the reviews and what have you, so check those out. So I just can't get over the sunshine. It's brilliant. I'm not sure it's that warm yet, but actually I feel the sun on my back here. It's just wonderful. A great feeling. I love to be out on the bike on a day like this. It is unfortunate I'm going to work, but that's by the by. Speed Twin feeling great this morning. I don't know about you, but sometimes I get on my bike and some days I think, blimey, this just feels like bloody train, clickety clackety, you know, and it feels quite juddery, or it doesn't settle very well, or and some days I go out there and it just feels like it's purring along. I guess that could be temperature, humidity and all that, you know, affecting the mix. Today I feel like I'm on the best bike in the world, on the best journey of my life. Makes me feel good about my bike. And around about. Morning, Bobby. I think his name's Bobby. How's the motorway doing? Not too bad this morning. Now this is a route I'm trying to find different ways of bypassing. So the A453 it's a phenomenal piece of engineering that sorted out a massive problem going from this side of the county over there into the middle of Nottingham. It used to be a single lane, and you'd get behind a truck or a tractor down that, and you'd kiss half an hour of your life goodbye. And since they've made it into a dual carriageway, it's just an amazing piece of road. It's lovely. The thing is now, of course, it's a bit boring for a motorcyclist. And you can, if you are inclined to do so, just open up both barrels and fly down there at warp speed. But for us bimblers, it can just be a little bit straightforward. And nothing wrong with that, of course. It gets you from A to B, and nobody gets hurt from it. But apart from the scenery that you watch go by, that's about it, really. And a nice headwind. So I'm just touching 60 miles an hour now. Well, I have flown down here at much higher speeds, but not in any rush this morning. So 60 miles an hour. And got a nice view of Ratcliffe Power Station, the cooling towers there, generating all that lovely electricity that we like to consume. But once you get past these towers, it's a little bit boring. But anyway, so time to talk about my gloves. Yay! So I've got a pair of gloves on today, which I bought last year. I bought them at the same time. I got this helmet actually, and they're by Furigan. They're I can't remember what the number is. That was daft, wasn't it? I should have had a look at that before I set off. The C50 or something. What's this thing here? The D30. Can't really see it. But they're all season gloves, and I'll have to say they absolutely play to their name. They've got good knuckle protection there for keeping firstly the weather away from your knuckles, which is great because I don't feel a thing wearing these generally. But they've got good palm protection for tarmac slapdown, and they're waterproof. And I've been out in all conditions with them on, and fundamentally I've always felt great wearing them. I remember there was one day last year where I was out all day in the pouring rain, and a lot of that time I was just stood around as we were doing sort of motorbike things, and my jacket was just pouring water along down my arm, and it all got on the inside. And that day was, I was rinsed. There's nothing that was going to stop that. But I think dried them out, and that's been the only event really. And I've been out in all sorts of weather, in the ice, in the rain, in the sunshine, and they're just a great all-round glove. I love them. I think it's probable for next winter, if I'm going to do a bit of riding in the winter, that I'll get gloves that go further up the arm and cover the coat, you know, just take away a little bit more. Maybe you can go with some heated gloves. I don't know. I've not really considered myself a winter rider. I'm not, you know, I do love riding all the time whenever I get the opportunity. But I'm not really considering myself, you know, on an icy day that I need to go out there. Quite happy to stick my feet up and watch a film on the TV, if I'm honest. But you know, I might invest in a longer pair of gloves. But you know, I'm coming down here, don't really think. The only sometimes, and I have used them regularly, is my heated grips. So this Triumph Speed Twin came with heated grips. They're not fitted as standard, so the person who had the bike before me, who just put a couple of thousand miles on it, had the heated grips put on there. They are Triumph originals, if you like, OEMs, that's the word I'm looking for. And you can get, you know, lots of other aftermarket grips, Oxford, etc. They all supply grips for this bike. And going back to the gloves on the inside are goat's leather. They're not sort of hide leather from a cow, which is a lot thicker, and quite rightly so, because you don't want gloves that you can't bend your fingers on. So they use goat's leather, and that just makes them a little bit vulnerable to the chill that comes around the handlebars. So from time to time, I'm going to do it now. Time to time, I can get it into low. And the only other thing about the heated grips is that on the Speed Twin, you've got low, which is great if you only need just a little bit, or you've got high, and high is high. You can feel high in any in any weather. If it's freezing cold outside, high means you're going to get high. And it's like it's a bit, you know, I liken it to holding a really hot cup of tea with your bare hands on a cold day. You know, sometimes it's just too bloody much. But low gives a nice sensation, especially on a day like today. Just putting it on low gives a nice sensation through the grips that there's heat there. So the front of the gloves don't get anything, don't feel anything, and on the inside, yeah, just a bit of top up every now and again on a cold day. But generally, I don't use my heated grips with these gloves on. Only on the really colder days.